Hi guys, I'm Kat from Oh Hi DIY and this is Theo, and today we are going to do a 7-month update for you. Yes we are. So we haven't done any other updates. This is our first one. We're starting at the 7-month mark. But it is a really great way to catalogue Theo's progress and for me and him to look back on and see where we've come, and also sort of tell you guys. And yeah, you can grow with us. So starting off, we are going to go with Theo's measurements. So he is 9.2 kilos because he's a chunk. He is 20 pounds, so that's 20 pounds and 5 ounces roughly. He is 72.5 centimetres tall, so he's about 90th percentile for his height. But his head is 44 centimetres, which is about the 50th, sort of midway. So he has got a giant body and a little tiny pea head. But that's fine, that's just his proportions. So in his sort of 7-month milestones, we've unfortunately had our first illness. So Theo got a hand, foot and mouth, which started with a cold, and then he got blisters on his feet and his hands. He didn't seem to actually have any in his mouth, which is really lucky, and then I caught it, which is not ideal. What's that noise? Oh. They're fitting our new broadband while I'm filming this video, and he's making a really weird noise. Yeah. Okay, so milestones. So at 7 months, Theo can sit up unaided on his own, can't you? He's actually standing under his own weight now. I'm just sort of holding him up, but yeah, he can sit unaided. He doesn't really fall back now. I still put a beanbag behind him just in case, but he's really good at sitting. He likes to bounce up and down on his bum while he's sat down, and also that sort of progressed to him moving forward onto his hands and changing position. So now from sitting he can get down onto his belly, sometimes more smoothly than others. And the most impressive thing that he can do, Theo always seems to do a new milestone on the actual month anniversary of his birth. So on his 7-month birthday, Theo started commando crawling. So he can now crawl around the floor, dragging himself like someone who's paralysed with his arms. He does use his toes a little bit, but mostly arms. Now, I genuinely believe that he wouldn't be crawling so early if we didn't have a dog, because why he's crawling around is because he's crawling after Columbo and Columbo's toys. Or he doesn't want his own toys, he wants Columbo's bones, which obviously I don't want him to have. But he loves nothing better than chasing Columbo from one side of the room to the other. We are very lucky that Columbo's dead good with him. He doesn't have any sort of anything aggressive or defensive or in his nature at all. He's really, really well behaved and lovely. So we are very lucky there, and he's really tolerant with him, and just when he's had enough he just goes and gets on the sofa where he knows he can't get him. But it is very exciting that he's crawling, but also very demanding, because I can't take my eyes off him now, otherwise he's in a cupboard or playing with the door or under the sofa. Yeah, so that's something that I'm really pleased about. So with sort of speech, obviously he's a bit little for speech. He doesn't really make consonant noises yet, so he doesn't babble ba 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 or da da da. We say our names to him all the time, like mummy, mummy, yeah, and then he smiles, but he doesn't make any effort to say it back. And he just makes sort of single consonant sounds mostly. So if you go ah, ah, oh, he's not doing it now, but usually you can get a conversation out of him going ah, and he'll go ah, and he makes sort of coughing noises, which I seem to think he thinks is speech, but obviously just really sound like you're clearing your throat. And he does blow raspberries quite a lot. But yeah, we're not really any closer to him saying mummy or daddy. I kind of suspect because he's quite a physical child, you know, he's developed quite quickly his physical aspects, that I think probably the speech and stuff's going to come later, but we'll see. He also still can't roll onto his back. He was doing it for a few days and now just can't do it again, so I'm sure that'll come back at some point. But it's annoying because he doesn't really like being on his front in the night, so or for naps. So yeah, the sooner you relearn that one, the better, please, mister. And then in terms of other things, he is starting to enjoy books, which is I'm excited about. So he likes looking at brightly coloured pages. He's got favourite pages in books. So his favourites at the moment are That's Not My Zebra's Colours, and he likes the That's Not My sort of texture books. So we've got That's Not My Pirate, That's Not My Monster, and That's Not My Dragon. And he's got very particular pages in those that he likes best, and he gets fed up with other pages. And same in Meg and Mog, actually. So that's good. I'm pleased that he's now starting to want to sit down and look at books. And he's also started getting upset if things are taken away from him. The dog's bones. So as soon as you move it out of his way, he starts to get really grumpy, so you have to sort of distract him. But again, it's, you know, he's learning and understanding, so although it's not very nice, it is development. So next is food. So Theo is eating really well. He's still breastfed. He's breastfed in the morning and the evening and after all of his naps. But he is on 3 meals a day. So usually it's sort of fruit purees for breakfast and then pieces of fruit. So we're doing a mix of baby-led weaning and purees because I want to make sure that he was eating because of his reflux. So that's why I wanted to spoon feed him the purees, but I also want him to develop the sort of skills you get with baby-led weaning. So we've been sort of doing a mix of both, giving them purees first and then he has the finger food after. I've also made some porridge fingers, which I'm going to put a recipe up for soon that he has for breakfast because they are dairy free. For lunch, again, it's usually I've got some pureed meats and then different pureed vegetable mixes, so usually he has a mix of one of those. And I've also found some coconut yogurt that he can have because obviously he's got CMPA. So food allergy wise, we're still avoiding milk and eggs and wheat and beef. I think he might be reacting to bananas because I cut them down to every 3 days, but he'd still seem to have a little bit of a rash, so that's cut down. And I'm really upset about this. I made him cod chowder last week and he loved it. I've never seen him eat something so like greedily. So we ate a massive portion of it, and then the next day had a huge rash all over his face. He had really bad tummy ache, he had nappy rash, he was being sick. So the full 9 yards of allergy reaction. So happily we saw the paediatrician yesterday, and now they've done allergy blood tests and all the things that we suspect he's allergic to, and then hopefully that'll lead to a referral to the allergy clinic. And he's also referred us to a dietitian because I'm getting worried about now that I'm not, you know, we can't have all these things, and I'm trying to find ways around milk and wheat and whatnot, but his diet is quite limited, so we really need something to be done about that. So that is good progress there. So teeth, Theo doesn't have any teeth, he doesn't have any bumps, he has very hard gums, he dribbles a lot of the time and has his hands in his mouth a lot of the time, chews on things, but no sign of any teeth yet. So you're a late bloomer on the teeth front, aren't you, sweetheart? But that's okay. That's okay. And then finally, last but not least, sleep. So the 6th month was very difficult with sleep. He stopped sleeping. He also, that partly from retrying him with milk, but he also started to hate being put down for sleep. It was taking us between 45 minutes and an hour and a half to get him to go to sleep at night. Trying to get him to have a nap was horrendous. So we had to resort to sleep training. Now, I never thought I'd try sort of a quiet out method. We actually tried with Thurber, so it was sort of gradual. But he was crying for the 45 minutes to an hour and a half anyway, so whether we were in the room or not, whether we picked him up, whether we were rocking him, whether I was feeding him, whether we were singing to him, everything, he was crying solidly because he didn't want to go to sleep. And it had become really traumatic for us all, so actually sort of trying him crying when we're not in the room was sort of a last resort. But I'm happy to say that after sort of one night it worked. So if you'd like to hear more about that, let me know. I could do a separate video on sleep training, but we don't need to do it now because he goes down really easily at night. Naps are still a bit trickier, but only like he just gets a bit cranky for a couple of minutes, and he's sort of bouncing between half an hour and sort of an hour and 15-minute long naps, but we'll take that because his sleep at night is so much better. Not only is he going down better, he's also only waking up once or twice, and he was waking up probably about a month ago sort of 7 times a night, and I was absolutely exhausted. So really good progress with sleep, and hopefully that'll keep getting better and better, although I've heard that the next leap that's coming up is a killer, so we'll see what I'm saying in a month's time. So yeah, that's our 7-month update. They're all the things that have happened this month for us. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please, if you'd like to see more from me and Theo, then please do subscribe. Leave me a comment to let me know what you think if you have any questions. And we will see you soon. Bye.